Namaste, angels. This is going to be a client reading for a young couple that I don't know. But I'm actually Facebook friends with the Divine Feminine, and it is she who requested the reading, but I don't otherwise know them. They do live together, cohabitate, and apparently there's been a lot of problems with infidelity and an ex that won't go away. They are both Aquarians. And as far as the infidelity, I explained to her, well, first I suggested that she not beat herself up or blame herself in any way, and explain that this is completely normal. This is why I try to stress that there is not one, so I'm going to say it again, divine couple in true union the way the universe or God intends. Even our married couples experience karmic issues, not necessarily infidelity, but some infidelity as well. And sometimes I ask people when they're, crying about the fact that they're not, quote unquote, in union, because there's so many lies out there and so many frauds out there. They will tell you they can put you in union, and union is coming. Every day do these stupid readings, every week or whatever. Union is here. Union is coming. What does that mean? It's not true. It's not true. Reunion, couples getting back together. Yes, absolutely. I would agree. That does happen. But they will not be together the way the universe intends until such time as they are. Period. And there's nothing man can do about that. So it makes me really upset, actually, because it's the dark. It's the dark, and it's an attack upon the light. And, those of us who fall for it, unfortunately, we've got to take responsibility too. It's our need and desire so strong for, it's our codependent need, actually, so strong, and for quote unquote union, that, yeah, we'd rather believe somebody that tells us, oh yeah, it's fairy tale, it's a effortless relationship, as the author of the hashtag creepy deck puts it in the books that explain the card, an effortless relationship. That is not true. It's not a fairy tale. It's not an effortless relationship. Again, divine unions are unions of the divine, of God. What two souls God brings together, as in the new covenant, let no man tear asunder. They are those two souls. And God, or at least his representatives, right, the leader of the agreed leader of the angels, and the written and prophesied leader of the angels, Archangel Michael. One of the other names that to which he's referred, or by which he's referred in the scriptures, is the long suffering. You know who else goes by the long suffering? Jesus. Now, we would all agree, perhaps not that Jesus is God's son, but that he is the highest known, or of the highest known anointed and ascended beings to have walked the earth. He's recognized at least as a major prophet, even in the Quran. So these are characteristics to which we aspire. If our leaders are the long suffering, what do you think we're going to be? Fairy tale? No. But people like this young woman get misled all the time. All the time. So we've got to take responsibility for that part. And begin to cut these people off and shut them out. These liars. And maybe they'll go away. In the meantime, as I expressed to her, it's a real lesson in be careful what you wish for, right? Because we'd be hoping, oh, I wish I lived with him. I wish we were married. Would you prefer to live with him and or or to be married even in the 3D and have him being unfaithful with an ex and who knows who else, right? Countless others. Would you prefer that kind of 3D union just for the sake of being together? So we got to be realistic about this. We got to be logical about this. We got to use our intuition about people, place, and thing, and not our emotion, not just going after and seeking out what we want to hear. We got to be ready to hear the truth on this journey. It's also a lesson in not coveting the lives of others, because you could see some others and, oh, they're married in the 3D, or oh, they live together in the 3D. I wish that was me. And you don't know what these people are going through. So just something to think about. With that, we're going to turn this around and toward the reading. Again, I'm reading for 2 Aquarians, but I've seen a lot of Earth too. So that may be the X, because I actually saw it a couple of times on the 3 of Earth, indicating a party of 3. Somebody could also be, an Earth sign, moon or rising, or a combination of those could be the case. The X could be an Earth sign and somebody could be an Earth sign, moon or rising. And that may be why I saw so much Earth. I'm going to begin with my Tony Carmine Tolano Universal Love Oracles and love. So I think that's really awesome to be beginning with love. And opening to meditation. I think meditation is the second card, to which I opened for the woman for whom I read right before this too. You can meditate on love. There are binaural tones to help to open your heart chakra and to clear away negative emotions, allowing for love. You may want to do some of those. Love. Celebration. The celebration, for me, it speaks of, or often speaks of, the Pentecost, because of this very Pentecostal dove. So the celebration of that of the Pentecost was the fact that Jesus and other quote unquote saints were risen from the dead. And I think that that's what's being celebrated here too, like the rise of the individuals involved and the union, the ascension process. Love. And also back from the dead, like we have to allow even sometimes aspects of our relationship where we can be afraid to do this, because we're worried about like what's it going to turn into. But we got to allow sometimes even aspects of our relationship to die so that they can be born anew in a new way. Now coming to dreams. So dreams opposite love. This can be the relationship of your dreams, the love of your dreams, what you wish for, guiding you to put your intentions out on the kind of love it is you want, and the kind of love you want to give, and the kind of love you want to be. Love. And opening to message from afar. So you can also be getting in your dreams, perhaps, guidance on this path of love, not only from your partner and messages from your partner, even though you live together in 3D. Sometimes we have difficulty communicating that way. And in the 5D is an easier place and means for us to communicate. So they can be that, but also those messages from the universe that guide us to look at things from a different perspective, sort of like what I was just talking about. Look at the other side, consider other aspects of a situation. And throughout all of it, again, trying to remain love, a being of love. Not allowing yourself to be misguided by or toward like the negativity or negative beings, liars and frauds and people who don't really mean you well, that are not your friends, frenemies, and all that kind of stuff. Avoiding going that way because of a perception, right? Allowing yourself to be misled. Just remaining in like a space of love. I'm gonna cut. Heaven on earth. This card guide you to let go. And this can be the masculine, it could be for the masculine specifically and not you, or it can be for both. You both may have something or someone or a combination of those, some place even, of which you need to let go. This card guides you to do that. If you want to have heaven on earth, peace, joy, contentment, happiness, love here on earth, that makes you feel like you are, have died and gone to heaven, you have to let go of that which doesn't make you feel like that. And like the stuff of the past, including any pain from past hurt or whatever. So if you're walking around with anger about the infidelity, for example, which I'm not even going to, which I'm going to say is not even his quote unquote fault completely either. I mean, this is part of the path on which the masculine is put, to an extent, it's unavoidable, to an extent, right? Something that that the majority of them have to experience. It's part of the collective divine masculine path. And it was part of King Osiris's path himself, so made in my father's image. Again, this is what it is. It's not a fairy tale. All right, he was misled by a karmic situation, ended up in some situations that are not considered okay when one is married in the 3D or even at that ascended level. And for those things, Isis had to forgive him. That's what's required. Letting go of any pain, resentment, regret, hurt, and any and all negative emotions, any and all negative cords of attachment. So that means to people, places, and things that are toxic to us. We have to let go of all that stuff in order to vacate space for new and for blessings. Overall energy here is golden path. And if you've watched me before, which I believe you've watched me pretty regularly, you know that the golden path for me is very much similar to the yellow brick road, in not only in that it looks similar, but in that the yellow brick road leads to the Emerald City. And the golden path for me leads to the Emerald Ray and the healing energy of master healers like Jesus, and particularly for me, Archangel Raphael. Feminine about herself. Blessings. Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful card. This is about recognition of the need to count one's blessings, and to be thankful for those things that we have received, and doing so not because that leads us to having more, but also knowing that it does, right? When we appreciate what we have, the universe tends to bless us with more. The masculine with regard to the feminine. Blessings and miracles together here. So him believing that the impossible is in fact possible with and through her and for them together. Very much similar to blessings. It's about faith and, again, being appreciative of what we have, and then the universe, God bestows more upon us, things that we can't even imagine. And sometimes that's shown to us through another individual. Masculine about himself. Oh, I love this. These 3 cards together are pretty phenomenal. Trilogy of Light is very much like the Trinity for me. And it's on the heels of the Golden Path, right? The Golden Path is your overall energy. So you got like 4 really spiritual cards, really awesome cards. And Raphael is pulling up on us. I don't know if you can hear the sirens. Yeah, he's gone. The Trilogy of Light represents for me the divine masculine and feminine, not necessarily in that order, and the universe. Like the 2 of them trying to continue to transmute any darkness that's around them, like here in this picture, to love, and just be these bright beacons and moving, nearer and dearer all the time to the universe, to God. The universe as a whole, from the perspective of the masculine right now, I had the same one, I think, for the other couple in this same position. Creativity. First of all, this card represents for me Aquarius. Not only Aquarius and Pisces, to be honest, but certainly Aquarius because of the star on this woman's, over this woman's third eye. And the fact that she's holding a vessel that appears to have water spilling from it, and that she's standing in a pool of water. She's the water bearer. I'm also hearing something now about, this would be larger than you and me and, all of us. Something about moving out of the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius is trying to come through right now too. But yeah, Pisces is also represented for me by these fish that are like jumping out of the water. They're pretty translucent. They're down there. And also the moon that's behind this woman, the moon in the tarot represents the sign of Pisces. So this card speaks to me about Aquarians and Pisces. And also about co-creation, especially in this spot, right? It's about creativity, but this is representing the union. So it's the 2 of you co-creating, very passionately co-creating the union that you want together. So like this, like working together to aspire toward this. So that's really awesome. Overall, the other couple had the same card in the same position, I promise you. Yeah, all of this, I'm going to tell you like I told them, toward further ascension for you and spiritual growth and going through this portal together, the gateway. What would the masculine have the feminine do, toward the union to help facilitate this? Just continue on her individual rise. So this still, similar to how I pointed out that there's darkness here, and I said that they're still just trying to move closer and closer to the light and be more and more of the light. Same thing is happening here. With all this light here, we have to logically deduct that the darkness is below. So this person has risen from that. Like I was saying about the Pentecostal dove that I felt from that card, not that it was necessarily a celebration that we were having. And if we were having one, it was about the rise. Right? Ascension. Same thing here. So basically keep working on yourself, doing what you're doing, being positive. Masculine, what is he willing himself to do? Seek forgiveness. He's sorry. But he knows he has to let go of any sorrow that he himself has too. Any regret, for whatever pain he's caused. Like he has to forgive himself first. So when he's seeking forgiveness, it's not only for you. It's first and foremost from himself and then from you. And if you guys can get beyond that and let go of those things from the past, then you can have your heaven on earth and you can create it how you want it to be. Further advice from the universe. What would the universe have the 2 of you to do toward making this come true? Again, having your dreams, working toward your dreams becoming your reality. right? Our thoughts manifest as our reality, good or bad. So it's up to us to determine what they're going to be. We're going to make our reality good with our thoughts being good and healthy. You are able to, or you decide what it is you want to create and build, right? And make your dreams come true. And the outcome, transient. So complete healing and development and spiritual growth because you allowed for it, right? Allowing yourselves to be healed, not trying to control the situation in any way, and just letting the universe do what it does to make you better. Awesome. We saw that was going to be the direction when we started out with all these spiritual cards for you guys. So now I'm going to look from the perspective of the universe as opposed to the divine masculine. We're going to begin with freedom. And I think that we're starting with freedom because there's a need, again, to free yourself of your past on both sides. Beauty Queen. That's about also with connections, in connection to freedom, like free to be and feel and do whatever you want. Right? The Beauty Queen card is about feeling good about you and opening to communication. Freedom. So it's like the freedom to celebrate your growth, basically, and live your life how you choose. Then there's Wallflower. Wallflower tends to come through to me as, I guess it could apply in some ways to an Aquarian. Aquarians, they can be loners too because they're like the odd man out. I'm an Aquarius moon, actually. Like the odd man out. Everybody else has a different point of view. I mean, that's true of air signs in general, but like Aquarians are, like, whereas Geminis are the great communicators, for example, Aquarians are the great humanitarians. And so they're like free-minded, they're free spirits, and they go and they do their own thing. And so that can be why this is coming up, showing up like this too. It's somebody who, again, is like at the party, but not necessarily a willing participant, and opening to control and being controlled. This is manipulation and being manipulated, having somebody like pull you by the strings. Could be a sign of a karmic relationship with, anyone, even not necessarily romantic. I mean, that too, but any friend or family member or relation that, true love, that tries to sort of lead you around like that, that is toxic. Could be what that's reflecting. And coming to courting men. And I shouldn't be surprised. Your overall energy is spiritual growth. This will represent the divine couple, or the two of you. The recent past, the near future, the masculine's higher self, blocks to the union, what the feminine can do, the masculine can do, additional advice from the universe, and the outcome. Divine couple is dating queen. I don't know what else is going to be here, obviously, but I was going to say I didn't check to see what kind of relationship it actually is for which I'm reading, and we weren't necessarily shown yet, although we were shown that it's a loving one. So this can mean many things, in addition to the obvious, that each of the couple may have options and interested other suitors. Recent past. Ice King. This card for me does represent air signs. Right? We tend to be icy. This could be either of you or both. It also comes through with as like Mars, this guy, Mars. So like that kind of fire energy of Aries and of the red planet itself. And then this comes through very Leo. So what it can be is this can represent like manipulation and control and some sort of overbearing energy, that's difficult to combat. Near future. Dating. Crossing dating queen underneath the moon. Masculine's higher self as it relates to this relationship soulmate. Okay, so his head's in the right place. I think this is the same card as the last reading too, in the same place. It's like I often end up with or even pick sometimes people for whom to read at a given time that are all similar circumstances. I mean, not that I don't believe that that's the case with, these unions in general. I say all the time, there's like a few templates, but for a couple of nuances, groups of us tend to have like the same, otherwise we tend to have like the same overall life. A couple of nuances that make them specific to us and unique to us. Blocks to the union. Mature woman. I don't know if the ex is older. I was also feeling family members before, and the reason the need to mention family members. So this can be like somebody's mother too, or something. What can the feminine do? Gifts. I think the other feminine got this too. And I'm going to guide you the same way. What you can do in this situation is draw on your spiritual gifts. What does your gut tell you about different circumstances, different situations, about this relationship as a whole? And when I pick this up, it's upside down, but I got to show you what's behind it is triangle. And behind that is open relationship. And friendship is sticking out of the bottom. I just pulled it out. It wasn't the next card. Fun times is upside down. But this was sticking out of the bottom. So there could be maybe a toxic friendship or something too involved here. What can the masculine do? Money. So work on it. And he needs to recognize the value of the relationship a little bit more too. Like in the other spread, that was from his perspective and that of his higher self. He seemed to be trying, so I don't want to, minimize his efforts or whatever. But there's a greater need, to realize the worth of himself, you, and the relationship as a whole. Further advice from the universe. Children. This could be for you guys, one or both of you also, to lighten up. There's a need to lighten up and to be more youthful. I won't say childlike, but more youthful. and light-spirited, and that's going to allow for better communication and you guys getting beyond some of. I'm feeling a lot. I'm feeling more blocks than just something called mature woman. I'm surprised this is what showed up. But more lighthearted energy, levity, and even friendship, right? Friendship, because really, couples should be friends too, is what's going to help you guys to work some of this stuff out. And outcome, Ice Queen. And I am feeling it, I have to be honest, I am feeling it as like one's back being turned to the situation. And you're sort of bookend here by a feminine, so this could be you, as opposed to him, by a feminine with her back turned to the situation. In both cases. Or close off to love completely. So I think this is what you're going to want to watch for. Again, the masculine was very sorry about hurt and things, and I think that you are going to have to work toward, yes, being lighter, releasing some of this heaviness that surrounds you, negativity, cords that's weighing you down, fear of moving in either direction, forward, away from it, whatever, like no matter, you just fear, period. Resentment, regret, all this stuff has to be let go because it is blocking you from truly being open to love, and that will block progress in a union, period. When I do energy healing, for example, and if you're on my Facebook page, so I'm sure you've seen my clients talk about how it affects their union, how it affects their divine masculine, for example, if only the feminine got it. I should say even if only the feminine got it, because a lot of them ultimately get one for the divine masculine too. But even in the cases where only the feminine got it, you'll see them talking about how much not only their individual behaviors have improved, but how much the union has improved. And then sometimes it'll go forward, and beyond that, even to other members of their family. So like if, let's say that was somebody's mother who's putting a damper on things, right? Trying to shut the situation down. Maybe his mother doesn't like you, or your mother doesn't like him, or vice versa, both. And they're a block. They're in the way of the situation. Their behaviors can be changed too, just by one being healed. Now, I'm not trying to sell you energy healing. I'm trying to explain how energy healing works and how much positive or negative energy can affect us in every aspect of our life. So it's going to be very, very important for you to let go of any negativity. Let's look at the relationship a little bit more directly. I'm going to begin with stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. The other spreads, particularly the last one I just did, it's more about like what's going on in the situation. But let's look at the love sort of standalone. Back to stay optimistic about your love life and opening to deception. Someone's wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. This can mean many things. It can be somebody not being true about their feelings, again, good or bad. It can be other people that are involved too. Because I don't know why I keep coming back to family, this thought about family. Stay optimistic about your love life. And opening to give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Give your relationship a chance. And lastly, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So this could be like where something like friendship would come in. And here, give your relationship a chance and work on your partnership is very much what the masculine wanted, or his higher self showed me that he wanted, and showed us through the cards, that having selected that card of creativity to represent the union. So it is something that he wants to do. Give a relationship a chance. I'm going to cut, but you have to do it too. You have to give your relationship a chance and work on your partnership also. So then that would entail you releasing negativity. And then once that happens, very soon, if you clearly decide what you want, it'll come to you now. The overall energy is unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Masculine. Children, once again. And I was feeling, it's funny too, I was feeling that actual children were also a meaning when children came up before. And in my house, in the background, Billie Jean had come on. And I started to say something and I decided not to. But one way or another, your love life is being affected by children. Maybe the ex, is the mother of his child too. I don't know. We didn't talk about that, and I haven't seen necessarily any other evidence of that yet. Keep an open mind is what he's guided to do. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, and we already saw him recognizing, or at least his higher self, acknowledging you as soulmate. To you, this would be applying to you. And just like as I was shuffling, guided to make the effort, here is the same sentiment. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So he's supposed to work on it as well. You, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept the support from others. I think this is guiding you to ask for the help you need to release that negativity. And the pain and stuff. So you can call on the angels to do that. And, be genuine and sincere about it and really surrender to it, and it'll absolutely happen. You are surrounded by honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So this is about moving forward in a positive direction. Sometimes it can be about a real occurrence, a real opportunity to spend time together, but like more importantly, it's about moving forward. And this could be the one is back here in your soul and your subconscious. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So that's nice to see. Some sort of reassurance. However, there's codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, and that may very well be these children here. As it relates to the masculine, again, this ex or some other situation that you may not know about that may be connected to some sort of Billie Jean sort of thing, and the deception could be going on. There's a codependent relationship, meaning a toxic one, that he needs to cut off. And that's also what you're going to be asking for help for, what I already went over, help releasing all of those feelings. That's what the codependency is about. At the root, new love. So allowing the negative aspects to die. Did I talk about that here, or was that the other reading I did? I said those exact words. There's a need to allow the negative aspects sometimes of our relationship. Not the whole relationship, but aspects of it. Even aspects of it that we don't feel negative, that we're used to or we even like. Sometimes we have to let those go, and that can be scary. We can be codependent in that way, trying to hold on to those because we're afraid of what the new might bring. The universe always takes these things away from us in order to give us something else. We have to allow things to die, so that they can be reborn in a better way. And that's how we get new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Our old person anew. Ourselves anew. And our relationships renewed. At the heart of the matter, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So that's like that. Again, you guys are going to have to work on sort of like from scratch, like your friendship and then dating. Right? Dating one another, even though you live together already. And being youthful in that sense, you guys are young. You guys are children yourselves, at least compared to me. And you've got to work on that. Maybe that's why I kept feeling family too. Family. You guys are children. And maybe that's why I felt somebody's mother also. That could be in part from where the manipulation is coming too. And sometimes we have somebody that like prefers our ex over our current, and whether they tell us or not, they're like throwing salt on our situation, as they say. That could be what's happening here too. Okay, so further advice from the Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle to the Masculine, message from afar. This is spiritual guidance that he is going to be receiving. And I am feeling a lot of Mars, again, from this too. So that may mean specifically like an Archangel Michael, like an emperor type of energy. Maybe somebody that he sees is like a father, maybe his actual father, deceased or alive. His actual father could be sending him messages too. Because I'm seeing like, sort of like that ice king guy that was here, and I said it reminds me of Mars, like this big, strong, overpowering, often energy. That's from whom the masculine's going to get some messages. And then it could be metaphorical too, I guess. The father could be God too, like the universe sending him messages as well. And for you, meditation. So again, as I said in the beginning, I think this is the second card out. You're going to want to meditate on healing the heart chakra and on releasing negativity. There's going to be several binaural tones that you I would recommend you listen to, and then you can also listen to music in general, like whatever genre you're into, as a means of meditation, like without even consciously deciding to sit down and do meditation, like just spending time outside and like visibly by yourself, but not really by yourself. It's spending time with the universe. Here's the obstacles. That's when I said I was expecting something greater than that mature woman to be sitting there as a block. I was looking for like really heavy blocks. Because I think the masculine has some here with his family to push away. And you know what? It's coming to me too that some of it is from his childhood. Like that is a great deal to do with it. His childhood. And him trying to be like a different man than maybe what he was otherwise raised or not raised, to be. For you, wallflower. So you're going to want to work on this. This could be mature woman coming through you too, signaling the need for you to lighten up a bit. And that's going to happen with the meditation as well. And lastly, from the masculine or to the masculine, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. He's going to have to let you in on some of these secrets. And that the friendship can come into play there too. And lastly, for you, past life relationship. You've known each other before. So this is at the root of situations for not only you, but him, and even his situations, his past life situations affect you. The same way I just explained how energy, positive or negative, it tends to impact those around us as well, our entire environment. I hope that you enjoy your reading and that you find it helpful. Namaste, Angel.